Your Austin Spurs are in the playoffs. Let's catch up with the team and let's hear from David Duke Jr.
You are Locked On Spurs, your daily San Antonio Spurs podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Welcome back to Locked On Spurs. We're here at the Locked On NBA Network. I'm your host, Jeff Garcia, Spurs runner for Kansas City, San Antonio. Glad to have y'all back. Happy Thursday, everybody. Hope you're having a great day. Today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Want to go check out FanDuel right now because new customers get themselves $200 in bonus bets if their first $5 bet wins. Hey, don't forget to subscribe to Locked On Spurs wherever you get your favorite podcasts. iTunes, Spotify, Kansas Plus app, YouTube. Also, the Locked On Spurs newsletter. It's in the description below on YouTube. Click that link. It literally says LO Spurs newsletter. It's so simple. Click on that link, get it, sign up right now. What are we talking about today? We are all about the Austin Spurs today on this episode. They are in the playoffs. The playoffs kick off today out in Cedar Park. We're going to be talking about the Spurs, their path to this moment. They're the semifinals. I mean, my goodness, they are right there. Hopefully we can bring a championship to Austin once again. And we're going to be talking with David Duke Jr., his play this season. He put up some great numbers. We're going to get into that. And then talk about the team. They set records. Seriously. I mean, I think they should rename the team to the Austin Clamp because they just put the clamps on everybody. We'll get to some numbers on what they did and then catch up with the other little things you may have missed, such as why you should go out there tonight and get yourself some tickets and give Scott King, the head coach, little tip of the cap because he got himself a big award yesterday. We're going to be discussing that and more with our guest, David Duke Jr. of the Austin Spurs. Going to bring him on. How you doing, David? Welcome to Locked On Spurs.
You're doing great, man. How you doing, Jeff?
I'm doing good. So it was like a big game tonight, right? I think, right? Nah, just a game, right? No big deal, right?
Yeah. As more as just a game, man. I think we are approaching as, it's another game, but we've been, having that level of focus for every single game. So, we're just hoping that it just continues to carry over.
Absolutely. All right. Well, before we get into the team and the team's path to this moment, let's talk about you, David. You had yourself a great regular season, putting up close to 17 points per game, nearly 7 rebounds a game, 4 assists a game. You did it all. Talk to us about your play this regular season.
Yeah, man, I think beginning of the year, we, came together as a team and coach really just made us realize that each person's going to have a role. And this is an ever-changing league, roles expand or get smaller, but it's all for the better of the team. So this year, I think coming in, I just tried to figure out early on where my role would be and just try to be a star in that role, whatever it may be, for the betterment of the team. And I think all the guys, not just me, have bought into that, philosophy, and it's paid off for us so far.
Yeah, you definitely did have an impact on the court for Austin this season. The numbers just showed that right now. But David, you come into this season, this team, you've been there, done that. Obviously, you cut your chops, a little bit of your teeth with the San Antonio club this season. You played in Delaware, so you got some experience there. You've been with the Brooklyn Nets. How much did all that experience help you this season?
All that experience definitely helps me. I think more mentally and IQ wise is, thinking the game and knowing the game. Being able to come in and impact the game in different ways besides scoring. That's a huge part of basketball at this level that, I had to kind of adjust and learn once I left college. But it's been, really, really good to continue to grow because I'm still learning, I'm still growing. But using all that experience before has definitely, showed, and it's helped me, especially in, big like crunch time moments or, times where the team needs to lean on my leadership and things like that. So.
Absolutely. And, one of the things that I don't think gets highlighted enough about your play this past regular season is defensively, 1.4 steals per game this season, nearly 7 rebounds per game, as we mentioned right now. And you get a little deeper, too. That's 5 defensive rebounds, nearly 2 offensive rebounds. It really feels like this season you put a little bit more emphasis on the defense. Can you talk to us about that?
Yeah, absolutely. My time spent with, the Brooklyn Nets and then coming here, being with San Antonio, that's like a big thing for me is, taking pride defensively and really just proving that, I am an elite defender, that I am a really high level defender that can impact the game, that can win games on that end of the floor. Everything else is a plus. But that's where it all starts. And that's what I think gets our team going now as well is, our ability to play defense, get stops, and then let that fuel our offense.
Yeah, absolutely. More on that later. Seriously, everybody, the defensive numbers Austin put up this season, not too bad. Not too bad. You'll see it in a little bit right now. But David, when you got the, I guess the note that the San Antonio Spurs are interested in you this year, you signed a 2-way deal with them. You play in Austin, you play in San Antonio. How much did that, impact you?
Yeah, I mean, it's been great. My whole journey with San Antonio has been amazing. It's a top-notch, high level, I think the best organization in the league. Historically and now. I think, just the culture around it, the emphasis on development, especially guys coming in who are, trying to figure out a role and how to play your role best, but play team basketball as well. That's like a big thing for the Spurs. It's just helping, man. It's been a blessing to grow in this organization and have them believe in me and my abilities. And I'm just grateful.
Yeah, you think about this. You're on a long list of names, like notable names that have gone through the Austin Spurs San Antonio system. You got Danny Green, Corey Joseph, Derek White, Keldon Johnson, even Boban. Boban was Austin and San Antonio as well. So you look back at that list, and then you just think about the history of the Austin Spurs. They've won titles in the G League before. They've had, just on the sidelines too, from Taylor Jenkins, to Quinn Snyder. Does it ever hit you like, oh my God, this is like a freaking top-notch, organization?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, I think the Spurs is the best organization in the league. You just see all the people who have come through the Spurs tree and, go off and do their thing, whether it's still with San Antonio or with other organizations. And it just shows, and it's kind of proof to, the impact that the Spurs had on players, even staff, whoever comes through the Spurs organization, honestly, leaves a different person, but in a good way.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, we're talking about you right now, folks. We'll get to the team in a bit. But, David, you're the guest here. We got to give you a little shine, a little shine here. Give us your favorite game this past regular season. If you look back at this season, let's just say 10 years from now, you and I are talking. I go, hey, David, remember your 24-25 season? What was your best game? What do you think that best game would be?
I think my favorite game was the game that we played at home versus the Valley Suns, our first matchup. It was, two really good teams. Valley was playing really well at the moment. They had a lot of players down, all their 2-ways. They had Simon player, and there was a lot of hype, around the team that we were going to play. And, it was a lot of talk about the other team. And throughout the week, we just started to realize, like, we don't have to continue to talk about the other team. We know what we're capable of. And we kind of just started our own fire, that motivated us. And we went out and we won, I think, by like 59 points, which was crazy. Wow. And I mean, top to bottom, everybody played well. It was a great game. But yeah, that was an amazing game for sure for everybody.
Man, you dropped 59. Well, that was the game. Wow, that's
we won by 50. Yeah.
I actually think I remember that game because I remember I got a text from a friend of mine. He's like, "Are you watching what's going on in Austin right now?" Or just with I looked. I was like, "Nah, this got to be a match or something." No, and it was true. I mean, 59.
Yeah, I believe it. I believe it's tied the largest win margin. In a game in the G League history. Yeah, it was crazy.
David, I once ate 59 Twinkies. Does that count?
That's actually impressive too. That is impressive as well.
By the way, I did not eat 59 Twinkies. Bad idea. But nevertheless, no, I mean, David, seriously, a great regular season. The numbers show it, your impact on the team, helping them get to this point right now in the semifinals. Kudos to you and your teammates. But obviously, it is a team effort. We're going to be getting to that in just a few minutes with David Duke Jr. We're going to be talking about Austin as a whole now. The numbers are staggering. seriously, just staggering what they did this past season. We're getting to that. We're going to talk about the playoff game that they got tonight and so much more. David's not nervous. He's cool right now. He knows he's got it right now. We're going to be talking about that and more with David Duke Jr. coming up right next, right here on Locked On Spurs. Hey, I want to talk to you about FanDuel. You want to go to FanDuel.com right now. Hey, NFL fans, you can start the season with a big return on FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. So much when you get a hunch in the middle of a game, you can check out the latest stats, view live play-by-play, so much more on the same page where you place your bets. You just got to go to FanDuel.com right now. Speaking of FanDuel.com, look, the NBA season is also around the corner. Spurs fans, time to have some fun with your silver and black on the court. The app is very easy to get, very easy to use, user-friendly, very intuitive. Make your picks, 1, 2, 3. Bet on parlays, bet on win spreads, totals. I mean, seriously, you can have so much fun with sports this sports season with FanDuel. Again, America's #1 sportsbook. You just got to get started with $200 in bonus bets, guaranteed. Yeah, you'll get started with that. And when you place your first $5 bet, you'll get started with $200 in bonus bets guaranteed. Another reason why you got to go to FanDuel when you place your first $5 bet. That's FanDuel.com. Go to FanDuel.com right now, America's #1 sportsbook.
I am Megatron. Do not fail me and subscribe to Locked On Spurs with Jeff Garcia.
We're back right here on Locked On Spurs with David Duke Jr., Austin Spurs' very own. They are in the playoffs tonight. You got to go to Cedar Park, everybody. Get your tickets. Go to austinspurs.com. Simply just Google it. Just put Austin Spurs. Go there. You'll see tickets. Get yourself a pair of tickets. Go see David and the rest of the team. Hopefully get that W tonight and move on and bring another title, G League title, to Austin and the Spurs franchise. David, before we get into the team, I just want to quickly ask you a couple more things about yourself this season. When you got the call up, to San Antonio, what was that like? What was that experience sitting on that NBA bench, with the likes of Keldon and Devin and Wemby? What was that experience like?
Yeah, it was amazing. San Antonio's had a bunch of talented young players, the past few years. And coming in here, it was just, great to be a part of their culture, as well as, meeting Coach Pop as well. That was crazy. That was a crazy experience. He's, the greatest coach of all time. And, to hear from him, to, just speak with him. He knows my game. He knows, who I am. It was really moving for me to meet with him. But yeah, I mean, like I said, from the moment I stepped foot into the Spurs organization, it's just been, a top-notch experience, from the moment I got here to now. So I can't complain about it.
Yeah. You mentioned speaking with Coach Pop. What did he tell you specifically? He said he knew your game. What did he tell you?
Yeah, I mean, he just said he was a fan, and he gave me compliments on my defense, and what he expects of me, and called me to a higher standard, on that end to, continue to grow and show what I can do on that end of the floor. And that's just what I've been trying to focus on this season, to really not only make my impact, with the Austin team, but, when that call comes again to be with San Antonio to, make an impact with that team as well.
Absolutely. And then how was it like with the players as well, sitting in the bench with them, shoot around with them, practices with them?
Yeah, I mean, the guys are great. I think team chemistry is amazing. Everybody seems like best friends, which isn't too common, I think, at this level. But, in this locker room, it's like everybody is so close to each other. In basketball, so, it's a small world. So I played some of the guys in college, and, it's always cool to link back up with those guys who you've had past battles with,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And David, you can brag a little bit. You can say you got a Wemby, didn't you? You dunked on him, right, in practice, right?
I wish I could say he's a force to reckon with. So.
Bad. Hey, well, like we said, it is a team effort, and the Austin Spurs collectively, they are obviously they're in the playoffs today. Semifinal matchup tonight. I've been teasing the numbers, David. I mean, seriously, whatever y'all ate, your Wheaties or whatever fuel y'all did, it worked. Everybody stand by for these numbers. Seriously, this is what Austin did this season. First in defensive rating at 102.3. third in steals per game at 10.1. Oh, it gets even better. Fourth in blocks per game at 6.6. Rebounds per game, 48.4. Now, this stat is interesting. This is not just interesting, just amazing. The Austin Spurs, everybody, David knows this because he was a part of it, obviously, but they set a league, not a franchise, a league record this season, posted the highest margin of victory in league history at plus 23.5. David, no mercy, huh? You watch Cobra Kai, show no mercy. Is that what y'all do this past season?
I mean, man, it's something that, we just go into every game, trying to win. That's the most important thing, and just playing the right way. Honestly, we don't go about it results based, based on winning or losing. We just try to get better every single day, whether we're practicing, whether we're playing, is to, make improvements on, how we're playing. We don't want to take any steps back. And in that process, we've been able to have some really, really good wins, winning by a lot, that helps our win margin. I think it's from top to bottom because, even if we're up big by midway through the fourth and, the starters come out, the next reserves that come in, it's the same thing. There's no drop off, from top to bottom. Coach holds us all to the same standard. And I think that's, it's not calling anybody out. It's not trying to, harp on anybody, but it's calling people up to that standard, which has been really, really good for us. And it's shown, in our win margins.
Yeah. We're talking about the team here. We got to ask, what have you seen from the other rookie on the roster, Harrison Ingram, drafted just this past draft, NBA draft. What's it been like playing with him?
Oh, it's been great. Harrison has been, professional just from the moment he stepped into the locker room. And, he's a great guy to be around. Everybody loves him. He does almost everything. He can shoot the ball, can pass the ball, can rebound with the best of them, and push it in transition. It's been really good to see him grow over the course of the year and just learn. He's an open book. He's ready to, just absorb the information and apply it each and every single day, which has helped us because, he's somebody that we need, on a nightly basis to help us in games.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, we all did, from the first guy to the last guy on the bench. Everybody, is obviously chipped in to bring Austin to this point of the season. Yeah, everybody did. And we just went over the numbers right now. And obviously, the defensive number, the largest margin of victory. And seriously, you guys were doing it all. I think y'all finished with the second best record. I think Stockton tied with you. I guess they had the advantage there. But nevertheless, you guys are obviously coming in to tonight's game, ready to go, ready to firepower. How's the team feeling right now? What's the vibe right now, knowing you got the first playoff game tonight?
I think ready. I think that's what everybody's feeling. We're ready, feeling prepared. We've had great preparation all week. Watched tons of film. Just did everything we can to be ready for tonight. Coach has, emphasized doing just a little more this week, whether it's more film, whether it's more recovery, whether it's more sleep, an extra rep in practice, like whatever it is. To make sure that we're prepared and we're ready, because the intensity just raises that much more when it's playoff time.
And you guys are taking on Salt Lake City tonight. What do you think about that opponent the other side of the court there? What are you feeling? What do you think? Some adjustments you all guys got to do to take on Salt Lake.
Yeah, they're a really talented team. They have a lot of guys, on their team. They're pretty deep. But I think the biggest thing for us would be, to make sure that we match them on the rebounding. They have a big guy in the center spot who's, averaging close to 20 rebounds a game. And, it's a challenge for us, but I think we're ready. Like I said, we've been preparing all week for that. Just got to be ready to get back in transition as well and limit their three-point shooting. But, those are all things that, are pretty common when it comes to themes in our games and our matchups with other teams as well. So it's not anything new. We've been preparing all week, and, we're going to put our best foot forward tonight.
Yeah, I bet those film sessions are pretty intense right now. And obviously you guys are feeling confident tonight. Home court advantage, obviously, that's going to help tonight. More on that later, how you get tickets and everything. Everybody else listening in right now to go show support to Austin tonight. But, yeah, you got the crowd behind you guys. You got the Cedar Park / Austin or San Antonio. behind you guys right now. How does that feel, knowing like fans are really, really looking right now, like get over that hump, get past Salt Lake City and advance?
Yeah, it's amazing. The fan base and the Spurs fans are loyal to the soil, man. And all year we've seen that, we've heard it, and honestly, we really truly need it. It gets us going. It doesn't go unnoticed, and more than anything tonight, I think we need everybody, all hands on deck, to get this win.
Oh yeah, and obviously I hope y'all get the win tonight and then move on in advance. I believe that if y'all cross the fingers it happens, but if it does happen and you get the title, I think that's title number 2, I believe, 2 to Austin Spurs. I think they won one when they were the Toros in the D League back then.
Yeah.
Actually, Taylor Jenkins was the coach of that team right there.
Oh, wow,
Yeah, he was the actual coach at that time. So hopefully bring another title. Before we get into some final thoughts here and take another quick break, we're talking about the team and everything. You saw what happened this past season in San Antonio when they got Steph Castle with the tire, removing the tires off, kind of a prank on him. Any pranks that y'all do? Any pranks that y'all do to some of the players there that you can share? Obviously.
Honestly, no. Yeah, we're not. We don't have guys who are. I don't feel like I'm veteran enough to do that. I didn't have any vets do anything to me when I came into the league. So I don't think it would be right for me to do to anybody, any of the rookies, stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah, no, we haven't.
But nevertheless, I mean, you guys are a close-knit group, right?
For sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, this group is, we spend so much time on the road together, whether it's bus rides, plane rides, just practicing. And we spend a lot of time together just laughing, joking around. So it's really brought us together for sure.
All right. I got to ask, who's the funniest guy on the roster?
In my opinion, it's got to be Jameer Nelson Jr.
Yeah. That's fun. Yeah. What does he do? He just kind of keeps the mood light.
Yeah, man. He just keeps it light. Tries to take things not too serious, but serious enough. It's a good thing though.
Absolutely.
Gets everybody laughing, and he's a funny dude.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we're not done talking with David Duke Jr. When we get back, we're going to put a wrap on this episode of Locked On Spurs. Give a shout out to head coach King. He won some award. We'll talk about that in a few seconds. Again, with David Duke Jr. of the Austin Spurs. Spurs, Salt Lake City tonight in Cedar Park. Game 1 semifinals. We're talking about that and more right here on Locked On Spurs. Once again, with David Duke Jr. Also, by the way, everybody, while we're at it, make sure to follow the Austin Spurs social media. Go to X, and you should see it there. It'll say Austin Spurs. Just search for that, and you'll find it. But first, I want to talk to you about 5-Hour Energy.
Daylight savings snuck up on us again, and if you're feeling that loss of an hour's sleep, 5-Hour Energy has your back. The extra sunshine means more time for fun, but sometimes you need a little boost to power through. Whether you're staying up late watching the NCAA tournament, squeezing in a round of golf after work, or just trying to keep up with your busy day, 5-Hour Energy gives you that quick, refreshing pick-me-up whenever you need it. Basketball madness is here. If you've been staying up late watching the tournament action, 5-Hour Energy helps you keep you going the next day. Look, you got the on-the-go convenience, so whether you're at the game, traveling, 5-Hour Energy is easy to grab, keeps you feeling refreshed all day. Hey, extra daylight, extra activities, right? No need to worry about that. With longer days, get outside for that hike, run. Okay, we got Tropical Burst. That's the go-to for a quick boost. Head to 5hourenergy.com to find over 15 flavors to choose from, including watermelon, blue raspberry, and peach mango. You can even build your own 12-pack or 24-pack delivered right to your door. Need one now? Grab a 5-Hour Energy shot at your local grocery or convenience store. They're everywhere. Stock up today and stay energized.
As the new leader of the Decepticons, I command you to subscribe to Locked On Spurs with Jeff Garcia.
We're back right here with David Duke Jr. of the Austin Spurs. Spurs playoff game tonight. Semifinals in Cedar Park, Texas. Go there tonight, Spurs fans. Get yourself tickets. So much more. So, is Coach K kind of popping his collar right now? Is that what he's doing, David? He won some little award. No, I'm just kidding, everybody. It's a big award. Coach G League Coach of the Year. Scott King, first year. We'll get into some of the things that he helped guide Austin to in a minute. But talk about Coach King, man. How has he been for you, the team, and helping this team get to this point tonight? Just your overall thoughts on him.
Man, Coach King he's been amazing from the start. Just how he carries himself, the morals, the values of the team, and the principles that he's told us from day one really show, and he embodies them, which makes it easy for us to embody them as well. We're a reflection of him, and he's a very even keeled type of person. Never too high, never too low. It's not as bad as it seems, not as good as it seems. Daily improvements, striving to just become 1% better from the day before, not living results based. Like all those type of things are things that he has preached throughout the year and that he embodies. And it's just been great. He's a guy that is very, very knowledgeable. He takes things serious, and you want to play hard and give your best for a guy like that.
Absolutely. Yeah. He came on Lockdown Spurs when, early on when they announced it and everything. I enjoyed my conversation with him. Really, you mentioned even keel. That was like perfect way to sum it up. That was the vibe I got. Just even keel, not too high, not too low. Wins and losses there. But some more accolades for Coach King here. Let's see, we got it here. Well, he guided Austin to a 22-12 record in the regular season, but a 32-18 overall this past season. He also obviously guided Austin to tonight's Western Conference semifinals match, which all of the numbers earlier. So he did all that and more. Obviously, David and all they had to do it, but Coach King helped them get to that point. And second head coach in franchise history to get the Coach of the Year or G League Coach of the Year award, and he joins Quinn Snyder. Quinn Snyder, that's some good company he has there, huh, David?
For sure.
Yeah, that's absolutely. All right, so we're talking about the playoff game. It's Austin versus Salt Lake tonight. David, let the fans know they got to go tonight. Let them know they got to go get them tickets.
Oh, man, all Spurs fans got to show out to Cedar Park tonight. Grab your tickets. It's going to be a great night. We're going to do our best to pull out the win. We need you guys. We need all the energy that we can get. It truly, truly goes a long way. But, yeah, we'll see you guys tonight at 8 p.m. at the HEB Center in Cedar Park.
Absolutely, yeah. And do you want to go to Austin Spurs website? Just go and Google Austin Spurs. You find it there. Can't miss it. It says tickets up at the top. So click on that. Get yourself some tickets. Go out there. I heard it's like those fun nights. By the way, I always tip my cap to the people who get the theme nights going. Those sound like wild theme nights. Yeah, there was one. I don't know if you're with the team one year, but there was one year they had car freshener night. I'm not kidding.
I wasn't here.
And you know what? There's a part of me's like, I want to go. Like, I don't know what I just want to go get myself a car freshener.
So would be bad.
That would be hilarious. Yeah. And I, by the way, also been trying to push the PR staff, the marketing people to have a coach night. So like Coach King, I asked them, what they should do? They have a Coach King night where everybody just holds up like a big head of his face in the stands. That's it. That's it. Just have some fun with it. Because hey, it's part of keeping Austin weird. So we're trying to do that. Yeah, exactly. Again, Austin, Salt Lake City tonight at Cedar Park at the HEB Center. You want to get your tickets right now. If you're in Austin, go there right now. If you're in San Antonio, take the trip up there. Go support your Austin Spurs. David, good luck tonight. No worries, right? No worries, right?
No, sir. We're all ready. We're all prepared.
You're ready. And by the way, one more time, again, it's just between you and me. You got Wemby, didn't you? I know you did.
No.
I'm just kidding. I got Wemby, everybody. No, I'm really not. I'm kidding. No, I did not do that at all whatsoever. But David Duke Jr., thank you for making some time out of your schedule. I know you got a big game tonight. Appreciate you carving out some time to talk to the fans here, get to know you, the Austin team, and your teammates, and so much more. Can they follow you on social media?
Yeah, absolutely. On all platforms at David Duke Jr.
Exactly. See, he makes it so simple for you guys. At David Duke Jr. Easy. Go give them a follow right there. Everybody else, we thank y'all for making Locked On Spurs your first listen each and every day. Free and available wherever you get podcasts, iTunes, Spotify, Cancel Plus app, YouTube. We'll be back tomorrow as the Spurs season continues. Hopefully we'll talk about an Austin win as well. So crossing fingers on that tonight. Go Austin, go. So for David Duke Jr., I am Jeff Garcia. We're going to put a lock on this episode of Locked On Spurs.